Hello, everybody. I am so excited and thankful that you're spending some time with us today. It's something that I've been looking forward to grab these incredible professionals and incredible women to share their stories because I think more voices need to be heard on the power of what we have here. So if you're here listening, maybe for the first time, I hope that your eyes are open, your heart is open, your ears are open, all the things to what the possibilities are here. Just to set the tone of what to expect here, we're not doing a deep dive into the products. I hope that you get back to the person that invited you to hear about this, but we're really going to tell the story of why these ladies are here and what they've been able to create, because I think this is a conversation that many healthcare professionals are craving. How do you gain back your time? How do you potentially expand your reach in the care and services that you provide? How can you create more flexibility? Because especially as these ladies talk today, maybe people are just getting started in their medical career, maybe they're in the middle, or maybe they're towards the tail end and trying to figure out, what does this look like? How can I either expand my impact? How can I move into retirement? How can I make sure financially I'm secure? How does this all make sense? And I think you're going to be impressed because the background of these ladies is very different. I have 5 incredible women here who have built a business, a wellness business, alongside of their careers that have spanned throughout different areas in the healthcare space. So, but they've been able to create something special. They've been able to create more time freedom. They've been able to create more income, honestly, more energy. If you look at these ladies, they're doing something right. They don't look or act their age, and they're doing something right. So pay attention to what they have to say today, but I'm going to quickly introduce who I have here. I have Kelly Loupshaw, who is a physical therapist, Marilyn Mosier, who's a clinical coordinator in RT and mammography. I have Dr. Janet Klein, who is a chiropractor, acupuncturist, and business owner, and Joanne Parkin, who is a nutritionist and dietitian. So different backgrounds. And myself, my name is Jamie Williams. I formerly worked as an exercise specialist in cardiac and pulmonary rehab. And I have been in the wellness space. I've been a health advocate. I'm a high school basketball coach. It's been something that's near and dear to my heart. But being in that space, and I think these ladies would agree, we've seen a lot of things. We've seen a lot of things, especially when it comes to disease progression, but also the way the medical field has evolved. So I want to just start with the first question. Kelly, I'm going to throw this one out to you. What originally caught your attention about these products from a clinical perspective?
Thanks, Jamie. I'm going to give you guys a brief story because my husband and I have had a physical therapy practice in Orange County, California, and many people used to come try to get us to endorse or sell their product or device or, supplement. And we just always said, no, people are coming to us, they're paying cash, we're not interested. We were looking to help our patients get better faster. We were looking for something that could help them really get to the root cause or from the inside out because our specialty is stroke, traumatic brain injury, concussion survivors. And the doctors, of course, said, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? And they just wanted to give more meds. And we said, I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but we're open. We had brought in modalities into the clinic. We had infrared sauna, we had hyperbaric oxygen. And on the side, as I was running a full-time practice, raising 4 children, traveling around the world teaching, I thought I could also start training for Ironman. And so in that process, the woman who was the leader of the group I was training with, I was picking her brain. I said, please tell me, what do you do for performance and recovery? She said, well, I started taking this new product after she told me everything else. Then she said, and another thing, I started taking this new product, and yes, it completely helped my performance and my recovery. But more than anything else, it eliminated my congenital hypertension. I'm like, wait, what? Like, this woman is in the best shape of her life. She said, you actually should really know about it. This could help the clients in your practice. So I'm like, what are you even talking about? So I'm kind of did my own deep dive and thought, what is this? I'm so interested. We were looking. We just didn't know what we were looking for. And honestly, Jamie, when I saw that, really 3 things. This company had peer-reviewed published research, which all natural products just don't do on branded products. We thought this is really impressive. There was an ABC Primetime investigative report that showed you can clinically reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. My husband and I said, if that's true, everybody in the planet needs it. And 3, it was a publicly traded company. And so after we really took a deep dive in the science, I just said, what do we have to lose? If this could help our clients, why not? And maybe it could help our families and our friends. So that's how we got introduced, and that's why we initially said yes. And just so you guys know, usually I would come on camera all dolled up, ready to go. But what business has given me now that I didn't realize when I was in the thick of it in my clinic is that I can do this business from anywhere and I don't have to be all dolled up. And the fun thing is right now I'm coming to you from my literally my yoga studio. 5 minutes ago, I walked out of 106-degree heat, and you can do this business from anywhere. And it's just like that's what this just such a gift. So, anyways, really just piqued my interest and said yes. So thank you, Jamie. And you know what? Maybe we'll pass it on to Marilyn.
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, what drew me in was my coworker, Sharon. She's on today. She came into my office. I worked in a busy radiology mammography breast imaging clinic, and I was the coordinator there full time. And what happened was she showed me this ABC Primetime Investigative Report, and she invited me to hear a cardiologist in Sioux Falls to talk about how important this new product was and what it exactly was. It was different than just a traditional supplement. It was a Nrf2 activator, which I had just been to an oncology conference learning about personalized medicine, learning about this new technology that they were going to kind of match your genome with therapies and with medical, with medicine. So I was kind of in tune with, wow, this is kind of what the future, and this was, 15, 14 years ago. I've been in the company 14 years. But I wasn't looking for anything else to do. I was a full-time, like I said, mammography coordinator and technologist. My husband had a plumbing business. He was working, also we have a farm. Our daughter was in her last year of high school. We were running to ball games. And, my son was in college. I mean, I had zero time to do anything else. But I had always been on the preventative side of health. I used to teach aerobics. I was into the, ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure type mentality. And when I kind of like Kelly, the checks the boxes, it's publicly traded, it's peer-reviewed research. I went to PubMed. I was blown away by the reports that I saw and the peer-reviewed science. It was all natural. There was no contraindications with it. It was very affordable. And at the time when I got started, NRF2 Protandim was the only product besides a skincare product that they had at the time. So I was all in when I heard this doctor explain how revolutionary this science was, that it worked through this new technology, this new pathway that it turned on, and the patents. But for me, the studies on the LSU study that was done on skin cancer, there's two studies. If you ask the person who invited you to this call, ask them about the information on that, because I had dealt with some skin cancer, and there's cancer in my family and skin cancer. So that study impressed me. And the fact that there was heart studies, 4 heart studies that was done on Protandim as well. My husband had just lost his dad to a heart attack at 59 and his mom to a brain tumor at 60. So we were very open at high noon for something that was all natural, that had, a power to kind of, help with that root cause of oxidative stress. And that's basically what this product does, is get to the root cause. Instead of chasing symptoms, we're getting to that root cause. Another thing that I was in tune with and excited about is when you get to that point in your career. I was doing the same thing for 20 years. And once my daughter, went off to college, it was now what? We were empty nesters. And it was kind of like, yeah, what do we do now? It's kind of when you reinvent yourself in your mid, 50s and 60s, when you're facing retirement down the road, and you want to maybe change and give yourself some more options and flexibility and ways to maybe travel and, have that retirement income. And we can maybe talk about that in the next question, but that's basically what drew me in first, was the product and the science.
Awesome. Janet, how about you?
Oh boy, I'm not like the two of them, although except for the science part of it, because I've only been in for a year. And on my story is because Dr. Bramhall, a dear colleague and friend of mine that I've known before he was even a chiropractor, and I've been a chiropractor for almost 40 years, acupuncturist, mom, grandma, you name it, all kinds of different hats that I wear. So anyways, Dr. Bramhall for the last 10 years had been telling me about LifeVantage. And I said, I just am not ready to jump in or do any of that. And so last year we were at a chiropractic convention and he said, okay, we're launching this GLP natural. It's called Mind Body. It's going to make your body produce its own GLP without having to do anything else to it. And that's what sparked my interest. He didn't share the ABC primetime. He didn't share anything else at that time, just that we just spent the last 2 years researching this product until we got it right. And now we have seen that it can activate your own GLP. So I thought, okay, I've been struggling to lose belly fat and visceral fat and everything else. So I thought I will try it first because that'd be a product of the product. But it was magical. What I shouldn't say magical, but it was magical for me, what it did for myself. And I said, okay, I'm going to start telling patients about this GLP. I didn't even use the Protandim at that time because I thought it was just all about this product. Then when they came out with more research and more studies on combining Protandim with anything you're taking, just multiplies the effects. So I thought, okay, I guess I should do that. So for me, the science, the products first, the results first, getting excited about what my patients were seeing, that's what got me intrigued and got my foot into doing LifeVantage. And then the results of all my patients after that came along, knowing that we were doing something, a healthy way to activate their own cells to produce their own GLP and get things moving that way. Plus, when I found out that the combination activated 22 new genes for organ health, I thought, I don't even care if I am losing any weight. If I know this is going to help my heart and my lungs and my liver and all of these organs in my brain, I'm in. This really is a no-brainer. So that's kind of how I started. So I've only been in it for a year and have just seen the science got me in, but the results I'm seeing in this past year with everybody, that's what's kept me going really strong, knowing how many lives we're impacting. It is phenomenal, the changes I've been seeing. I've been doing this for almost 40 years, like I said. And like what Kelly said, it's like I have been told from so many people that oh, you need to try this supplement and you need to try this therapy. And I have PMF and I have all these things to help my patients in my clinic. And to tell you the truth, and I've had really good supplements till now. I have not seen in this past year of using these products, I have not seen or gotten the results from anything else like I've seen with these products activating your cells. That's why I'm staying, is from all the other people we're impacting. But what about you, Joanne? I want to hear your story about how you got in. And
Okay, well, thank you, Janet. Yes, I was introduced to LifeVantage by a cardiologist when I was working as a director of nutrition services at a cardiovascular specialty hospital. And when he showed the science and how Protandim Nerve 2 lowered oxidative stress 40% in 30 days, I knew immediately that this was a breakthrough. I was well versed in oxidative stress. I had been teaching my patients and the staff at the hospital that the root cause, you really want to get down to root cause, cardiovascular disease, was oxidative stress. And so that's why I brought the Mediterranean diet into the hospital. So I was kind of claim to fame. I think I'm the first dietitian in the United States that had a Mediterranean diet as the hospital diet. And the reason I did that was because it was the most potent and powerful diet at lowering oxidative stress. So that's really what got me in. And especially at the time, there were 7 high-quality peer-reviewed research articles on Protandim Nerve 2, this branded supplement. And I was a founding member of dietitians in integrative and functional medicine of the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics. So I was an early adopter of the integrative medicine model in nutrition practice. And so I had spent a lot of time just like researching and evaluating supplements. Was kind of my thing at the time. And actually have a publication that I wrote for the American Dietetic Association. It's called Academy of Nutrition Dietetics now. But anyway, so I really saw this as, like I said, a breakthrough. And then as I dove a little deeper in and I started really digging into the research and just looking at how Protandim works with activating this NRF2 pathway, I realized that this is a nutrigenomic pathway. We're affecting gene expression with this. This is very powerful. Now, in LifeVantage, we call it activation. But to me, it's like, this is nutrigenomics. And so this company, I was like, wow, they're at the forefront of this, because I didn't know anything of the market out there that had that validation of nutrigenomics. And so I just got started, I knew that I wasn't going to keep my lips zipped and I would be out talking to people. And so I kept it really outside of the hospital because I was an employee. So, just for conflict of interest, I just wanted to keep it separate. And there was just a whole circle of people that I knew and loved that I thought needed this product. And that's kind of how I got started. And then what happened once I got started, I was starting to get these checks showing up in my mailbox. I've been in for almost 15 years, right, guys? This is before we had, Hyperwallet, right? And so I was starting to get these checks. And when I opened up these checks after 6 weeks, I had $1,000. And, there was still a small voice inside of me told me that this was God's provision for me, because I was recently widowed. My husband had died just the year before. And I was 61 at the time when I started with LifeVantage. And after he passed away, I was looking at our retirement, and I thought I'd be working in my windowless office until I was in my 70s. I'm now 76. But I was able to achieve my goal, early retirement, after 2 years in LifeVantage. And so I was able to walk out of that windowless office. And about the time I retired, I met my husband, Jim Parkin, who has been this huge blessing in my life. He's my business manager, and he goes with me to all of the events. And so all the other ladies are kind of jealous because, he's one of the few guys, right, Marilyn? So I got to get plug in for my husband. What a great guy. And so LifeVantage has also, for me, in my own personal health, I'm just a walking testimony of Protandim NRF2 and the collagen and the NRF1 and the NAD and all of that. So at 76, I am super healthy. I play pickleball, avid pickleball player. I play pickleball with women that are 20 years younger. And honestly, it's really a really good recruitment tool because they all want to know what I'm doing. So my journey has been wonderful with LifeVantage. I am just so impressed with the products that LifeVantage has brought to market since I've been with the company. Always do this, the nutrigenomic validation of every product. So we know exactly what genes are getting expressed. And the best part about it is the stories that we get, right? I mean, they work. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I feel that I have had a greater impact on improving the health of people that I love and know, and people outside of my market, because I've built this network of thousands and thousands of customers and consultants. The impact is huge. And so if you're looking you want to have an impact and you need a new purpose in your life like I did, and you want to have a big impact, because you can only see one patient a day, right? Or one patient at a time. How many patients a day? 10, I don't know. But this way you can impact the health of thousands and thousands of people around the globe, because we're a global company, and you get paid really well to do that. So now I'm in a retirement community in Arizona, and Jim and we are just literally traveling the world and loving and living this dream life. And so that's in your future too, because LifeVantage offers that. So thank you. So back to you, Jamie.
Oh, Joanne, guys, you can't wipe that smile off her face. I will tell you, good health looks great at every age, and life goals right there. Joanne, you are an inspiration. But I think you guys have touched on a lot of these talking points that we're going to continue to cover. But I love just rewinding it back. Peer reviewed, that's unique. Publicly traded, that's unique. Patents, that's unique. Why are medical professionals paying attention? those check the boxes. So if they want to do their own deep dive, guys, pubmed.gov, you guys all know about what that website is, how difficult it is to get research published on that platform. We have it, and that's exciting, and our story continues to evolve. So for those of you, I know there's some people jumping on that maybe they're like, what is activation? Simply put, we say take it to make it here at LifeVantage. We work with your own biology. We help to empower your body to do what it was designed to do. These ingredients affect gene expression in a positive way to absolutely create health. So this is doing it differently. I know Joanne kind of bridged on it. Like, when we've been in healthcare in this space for so long and we've seen things evolve, especially into the more holistic and natural approach, a lot of people, that's on trend. That's what they're looking for. And this is where we can bridge the gap on a solution where we can really help empower our bodies to perform and function better. Like Kelly said, you guys, getting better with age is possible. We don't have to settle for feeling okay or normal. You want to feel optimal. And I would say, just listening to Joanne, she's discovered that way to make it happen, both in her health and financially, and what this entire opportunity has provided. So you guys, thank you for sharing your background here. Marilyn, I'm going to throw this back to you because I want to talk on this point, because many people that are either an employee-based business model, or maybe they own their own practice. Your practice probably owns you, kind of trading your time for money there. So what kind of things, I know being in the healthcare space, and I've worked around a lot of nurses, we see it: burnout, limited time, limited growth potential. What kinds of things have you experienced, and really what's come of the opportunity to change that story?
Well, for me, I was blessed that after about 2 years, I was able to step away from my full-time radiology coordinator job. And now I'm working PRN, because I want that patient interaction. And plus, my mom had breast cancer. My grandma died of breast cancer. So being in part of the mammography breast imaging space, that's a personal mission for me as well. But just because now I have the opportunity to work when I want, I can set my own schedule. Just having that freedom and having more time to spend with my grandkids and travel. And number one, I was able to give my husband the opportunity to sell his plumbing business. So I knew his goal was to be a full-time farmer. That was always his dream, and raise cattle. And now that's what he loves to do. And so that was because of LifeVantage. And I was told early on from a mentor that had set that vision, because to be honest, I did think pretty small in the beginning. I was like, okay, if I can just do this and share this with a few people and maybe get my money back and get my products paid for. I mean, I didn't see how big this could be, and that it would be sending me to Europe on a free trip and into Alaska on a free trip, and all the wonderful relationships I'd build, and eventually, just having that time freedom. But a friend told me that, he was just in the middle ranks of the company. And he said, I look at it this way, that I would have to have over $1 million in the bank earning 6% interest to earn what I earn with this company every month. It was to him like a retirement annuity. And if you look at it that way, if you could build something in 3 to 5 years or however long it takes, it's better than working 40 years at a job and hoping that you get a pension or some retirement. So many people just don't dream big enough, and they think they have to put all this time and training and, effort into building something. The way our comp plan is structured now is even better, because even just by building some customer, just having customers, you don't have to have a huge team in order to make some nice monthly income. But think bigger, and just know that this opportunity opens doors and gives you a whole new life that you probably couldn't even envision, if you just want to just think, 8 to 5, 40 hours a week, seeing patients or going to job at the hospital. I encourage you to just open your heart and mind to something that you probably have never explored before. And to be honest, my biggest setback at first, when I heard this was network marketing, that left a bad taste in my mouth. I, love my parents, but they did Amway back in the day. And some, just that instantly comes to mind when you think, oh, this is a network marketing company. But just know that our story is different at LifeVantage. We first started as a retail product, and people didn't know the story. So what I like to kind of equate it to is similar to what a drug rep would do. This is a nutraceutical. We're telling them the method of, the mechanism of action. Is there any contraindications? What are the benefits of it? Think of it as almost like a nutraceutical rep in that regard. You're educating people on what this is, why it's different, what it does for your body, how it helps you. And when I kind of equated it that way, instead of the network marketing piece, I could kind of get past that. But what I've learned over the 14 years is we're all network marketers. If we're recommending recipes, a good book, a good movie, a good restaurant, word of mouth advertising. And that's basically all we're doing is, hey, you have oxidative stress, you have XYZ. We are a solution-based company. What is your issue? We have a solution. We have you have a problem, we have an answer. So that's what I would recommend is just open your mind and see the big picture, because if you could do this for a short term and have that annuity making you, or that extra, money coming in for your retirement plan, or just giving you extra options for freedom, for a better lifestyle, plus you're getting the health benefits as well. So that's what I would suggest. So back to you, Jamie.
I love that, Marilyn. You guys, this is what I'm so glad you just addressed the whole conversation right there. So many people have their ears closed when you hear the word network marketing. And to be quite honest, many people don't understand what it is. When you can align yourself, again, we check the boxes with patents, publicly traded, peer-reviewed research, and the right integrity. Network marketing is a beautiful vehicle. Network marketing today is not what it was 50 years ago. So people need to open their mind to the option to what this machine really can be. And to see you guys, I'm watching all of these healthcare professionals, not just these 5, throughout our entire company, you guys, I'm seeing them expand their reach, serving more people in a more impactful way. And that is the beauty of network marketing, and to create leverage. And speaking on that conversation, so thank you, Marilyn, for bringing that up, and how beautiful and how much we love network marketing. If you guys are in it, drop in the comments, what is your experience? How do you feel about network marketing? Because we found the home that is our forever home here. But speaking on the conversation of leverage, Kelly, I'm going to throw this one out to you. I know for many people in healthcare, we kind of talked about it in the beginning, whether you're in the middle of your career or to the tail end, many don't have an exit strategy. Many don't have somebody coming in to buy their practice, or someone to pass it down to, or just financially not sure what this is going to look like. So tell me, how has LifeVantage served you and helped you to create a path for long-term financial security?
Oh my goodness, Jamie, I am blessed every single day that I got introduced to LifeVantage. So, I have 4 kids just like you do. And when I was in the thick of things, I was in the office working all the time. And when you own your own business, it owns you, and you're there. Even when you're not there, you're there. And I really didn't have all the time I wish I would have had with my children. So I wish I would have knew about this sooner. But needless to say, when we got introduced to this, again, like many of us, we just thought, oh, it'll be nice to have a solution for our clients that is really helping, which I hope by now you guys have seen. And this is just like scraping the surface of stories of people's health. Like, I couldn't not talk about it anymore after all the stories that I've seen in my practice and way beyond. But when COVID hit 5 years ago and we had to shut down our office because the patients that came to us were very sick, medically compromised, a lot were elderly, no one wanted to leave their homes, our practice disappeared overnight. My husband and I had 0 income. But even after that, it took us over 2 years to get back going again to what we once had. And we never thought something like that could ever happen to us. And I was so fortunate that at that time I had already started building LifeVantage, and that really bridged the gap during that time. But it really was a wake-up call for me, because so many of us in our practices, besides our treatment and maybe a product we're selling one time or a service we're selling one time, we do it once and you're not getting paid again and again and again. So whether you're a medical professional or you're anybody in the world, I think we're all realizing we need multiple streams of income. And if we're going to spend our time, energy, and effort doing something, let's do something that's fun. Let's do something that is going to make a big difference for people. And also, you have to think, money gives us choices and freedom. And at one point in my life, I just thought, we have enough money. It's okay. Now I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, the more money we have, the more money flows, the more abundant life we have, the more we can pay forward, the more we can give back. And I think sometimes, like Marilyn said, we're not thinking big enough. And just like she was talking about that leverage in the bank, funny enough, our financial planner said, "What is this side business that you're doing?" Because at the time we talked to him about it, it was as if we built a $2.6 million asset that was paying us retirement funds. So, this is what leveraged income does versus we're so used to just selling a product, selling our service, and it's one and done. This is income that you're now making a financial engine, creating this leverage. And so because of that, since COVID, 5 year, fast forward 5 years, again, because our clinic was my husband and I, we couldn't sell the value. It was our knowledge and our skills. So we were able to walk away. And now I can like transition to online helping people, but build LifeVantage and live life on my terms. Go to yoga in the middle of the day because I want to and love my life and create the life where it's designed for us. And I think many of us that were in the clinic, we just think there's no other way. Or, I'll to be honest, my husband and I were like, well, we have several degrees. We taught all over the world. Like, why would we get involved in something like that? And as I was telling all the ladies last night, that the world has changed, technology has changed, things are advancing. What network marketing is today is night and day different. These cell phones that we have our hands on today, what we used to talk on 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's a totally difference. So we have to be thinking like in modern day and age. If we don't, we're going to get left behind. And we are just looking to lock arms with as many people as possible right now because we're on a mission to really change the wellness IQ and empower people to take control of our health. And with Noosa Genomics and activation, we can do so.
I love this. You guys, I feel like when you hear all of these medical professionals speak, you can feel the joy that this has brought them. Like truly something that aligns with who they are at their core and who they serve. Like that's where you can really create a passion that feels really good and rewarding. And I love when you speak about leverage. It's not, money is a conversation that people need to have because it's a need. It is a need. Maybe people aren't motivated by money, but when you create an income flow, it allows you to do more, whatever that looks like for you. If it's giving, if it's serving other people in bigger ways, but income is a real thing. And you need to know that if you're going to spend time doing something, especially here, will you be compensated for it? Absolutely. You heard Joanne's story. Like, this is what I needed to create so that she could pivot in her own career. And that's exactly what happened for me too, as my family grew from 2 to 4 really quickly. So you ladies, I love this conversation. I know that we could talk for hours, but I'm going to turn this one over to you, Janet. As we have people here, professionals, medical professionals, anyone, but if they're feeling overworked or even limited in their practice, what would you want them to know about adding this kind of business model, specifically LifeVantage, to what they already do?
So I do get asked that all the time because my mission is to get to as many people, but as many healthcare professionals, because we are the ones that are seeing the people that are coming in with conditions. And if we tell them the story, it's the networking part of it that they can go out and tell their friends that we can't reach. Like Joanne said, we can see one patient at a time. And the thing of it is my whole eyes opened up. I had a hand injury and couldn't practice for 6 months. So I don't know about any other healthcare professional or anybody out there, a hairdresser that needs both hands. If you're in cosmetology, being able to do facials, can't do it with one hand. So how many people we don't want an injury to happen and we don't expect anything to happen. But if something did happen to you, how many months can you survive on what your retirement count is in the bank? And this allowed me, with having residual income and having, building it up one person at a time. But when I talk to these doctors, they say, I don't have time to talk to my patients. I'm here, I'm very busy, I'm seeing this many patients, and I can't add this to my daily routine or anything like that. And I'm like, okay, well, stop a minute, because we took an oath to do no harm and to do the best that we can to everyone out there. And if you're given a gift of something that can impact somebody's life, it's our duty to tell them, hey, we have this thing that can reduce your oxidative stress. We have this product with collagen, with your achy joints and everything, that I think you need to look at. So what I tell busy practitioners, I'm all on my own. And actually, I'm very semi-retired. And I only see people because I like to still do it, but it's 2 days a week. I don't take new patients. I am as busy and happy as I want, being a grandma and everything else that I do. But for the busy practitioners out there, you have a fantastic staff that will get really excited because they're the forefront. They're the people that when your patients are walking into the doors, they see them up front. And to tell you the truth, if they're happy, if they're glowing, if they're vibrant, if their brains are turned on, because we have this great product called Axio that wakes you up when you're dragging. So if they're actually a product of the product out front, and these people are coming in and you're working on them, you just tell them, hey, you go tell Susie out front at the desk that I want you on Protandim, or you go tell Susie that you need to be on the collagen because there's some things going on, or, all of these traumatic brain kind of injuries and things like that. All you have to do is be the messenger, but train your staff and put them underneath you. You have an instant business because they're going to benefit because they're growing a business. They're underneath you. This is the beauty of network marketing. You're benefiting because you're telling them what they need to do. Your staff is making extra income. I don't know if you offer insurance to your staff or employees, or if you offer, retirement funds for your staff. This could be their retirement fund. Help them grow their own businesses underneath them. I had a dentist that did this, that they absolutely are thrilled because they're able to make extra money while they're working in still telling people to get healthy. So there are so many ways to do it. Being a businessman and who doesn't want to leverage their time and prepare for impact in case something happened to you? If something happened to you and you couldn't keep your office open and you had a staff that you still had to pay, or you decide to close the door, wouldn't it be wonderful if you helped them build this business on the side while they're working and leveraging their income? It's a brilliant plan for retirement.
You're just like, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Joanne, because I'll be honest, you stepped into this later than all of us did. Tell me at your age, what did this change for you? What would you want someone who maybe is in their approaching retirement years or are retired, what this could look like for someone their age?
Well, and I think number one would be, definitely, better health. And just, with the LifeVantage products and being, getting down to, the cause of why we age and we get all these, problems that come with aging, number one. Number two is the flexibility of LifeVantage. It's fantastic. You take it with you wherever you go. Jim and I have 3 big trips that we're planned coming up here in 2026. That business goes with us. I'm able to take it, to 19 countries around the world. And so you can, the flexibility of that is fantastic, recruit, people in other countries, because, everybody out there really needs our products. And you look at our product line and in the nutrigenomic product line, there really is no competition. There's nothing that really kind of does what our products do down to the level of that genomic effect. And so they all need our products. And so for a retired person, like for me, I got up and went on the pickleball court this morning, come back, I do a Zoom meeting, and then I'm going to do follow-ups and follow-ups, so little follow-ups, after this. So it's just a dream retirement program. And the reason too why I love being in LifeVantage at this age is it keeps my brain going, because that's another secret to retirement, is that you have to keep your brain engaged. And LifeVantage keeps me engaged. We just launched a new product, P84, and the microbiome. And man, I am so into studying and getting up, the latest on the microbiome and what's happening. So yeah, for me, it's a dream and I'm loving it.
I love it, you guys. I feel like you can hear from them the joy, but they exude health. And I think when you ladies have shared, you've shared a lot of powerful insights. So thank you for your time, you guys. I know we could talk for hours, but I hope that everyone listening here understands every single person here, all of these speakers got into healthcare, got into their field because they wanted to help people, right? But sometimes that position that we're in, whether it's our practice or whether it's your employee job, there is a lid, whether that be financially, there's a lid, or just element of growth and impact, there might be a lid. So I hope that what you hear today is an opportunity that you can expand your reach, support your patients, support your people that you care about in a different model, in a different way, but it allows you to create freedoms like income and time and things that you want to truly spend your time doing. I think of all of these doctors that we are so thankful for, and nurses and all the practitioners that serve so much time and effort to their patients, but the people left at home get what's left. So creating that work-life balance is something that people have been able to achieve here. And I think you can hear that in all of their stories. A lot of their whys was to get back to time with their family, time to do the things and live life, because we're not promised tomorrow, right? So I want to leave you with this question, you guys. What would it look like if your clinical expertise or your compassion, your heart, and your influence could reach beyond the walls of your practice, beyond the walls of your home? What if you could do that without creating the demand of more hours spending doing something, but doing something out of alignment that comes naturally? I want you to think on that, because if that question sparks something in you and you have a feeling like this is pulling me towards more, I need more impact, I need more alignment, I need more income, I need more time, what does that look like for you? Just know we need to continue this conversation, because honestly, LifeVantage checks the boxes for whatever people are looking for, whatever your pain point is. And like Joanne said, it can be culture, it can be the people, it can be the way that you keep learning and growing and evolving as we age. That's the beautiful thing. We check the boxes, and these products are going to help you stay on top of your game. When we talk about cellular health, gut health, collagen, weight loss with GLP-1, we have everything. We literally check the box on products, we check the box on business, we check the box on compensation. It's a matter of, what does this look like for you? So if you're wanting to create leverage and you're wanting to expand your reach and your impact, please take a look at LifeVantage. Ladies, thank you so much for your time and your expertise. This was so much fun, and I hope we get to do this again. Drop some love in the chat, you guys, for these incredible ladies. And I hope that you all continue your journey with LifeVantage and start your journey with LifeVantage if you have not so far. Have a great week, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.